The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Jasmine Chen walked to the central podium, her boots echoing against the crystalline floor. Around her, representatives from 47 species watched with varying degrees of curiosity and contempt. Humanity was still the newcomer here, barely 2 centuries into their membership among the stars. "The Council recognizes the human delegation," announced Councillor Vextar, his chitinous mandibles clicking with barely concealed disdain. "Though we wonder why you've called this emergency session. Your species has little influence in matters of galactic security." Jasmine's dark eyes swept across the amphitheater. She knew what they thought of humans: impulsive, emotional, violent. A species that had clawed their way into space through sheer stubbornness rather than wisdom. But today, that reputation would serve them well. 372 years ago, Jasmine began. Her voice amplified across the chamber. A Valoran science vessel crashed on an uninhabited moon in the Kepler system. The crew of 6 was stranded, their distress beacon damaged beyond repair. A ripple of confusion passed through the council. The Valorans, a peaceful species of crystalline beings, shifted in their seats with what might have been recognition. At that time, Jasmine continued, humanity had barely achieved faster-than-light travel. We had one exploration ship in that sector, the ESS Defiant, commanded by Captain Harry Rodriguez. He was on a routine survey mission when his communications officer picked up a faint, repeating pulse. She activated a holographic display, showing the ancient records. The grainy footage revealed a battered human ship approaching a barren moon, its hull scarred from countless micrometeorite impacts. Captain Rodriguez had orders to return to Earth. His ship was low on supplies, and his crew was exhausted from a 6-month expedition. But he heard that signal and he made a choice. Jasmine paused, letting the weight of history settle over the chamber. He diverted his course and spent 3 weeks searching that moon. When they finally found the Valoran crew, they shared their last month's worth of rations to keep them alive during the journey to the nearest starport. Elder Crystalline, the Valoran representative, stood slowly. His form refracted light in patterns that spoke of deep emotion. "We remember Captain Rodriguez. His sacrifice saved 6 lives when humanity had nothing to gain from it. We offered payment, but he refused, saying that kindness needed no currency." "Humanity remembers too," Jasmine said quietly. "We never forgot what Captain Rodriguez taught us that day. That compassion transcends species, that honor matters more than convenience." Councillor Vextar's patience clearly wore thin. "Ambassador Chen, what is the purpose of this historical lecture?" "We have urgent matters to address." Jasmine's expression hardened. "The purpose, Councillor, is to explain why humanity is about to commit an act that will seem insane to most of you." She pressed a control, and the holographic display shifted to show a star map. A red marker pulsed over the Valoran home system. 6 days ago, the Krillian Armada began their invasion of Valora Prime. 3 billion crystalline beings face extinction at the hands of a species that views them as living gemstones to be harvested and sold. The chamber erupted in voices. The Krillian ambassador, a hulking reptilian creature, rose with a hiss. "The Krillian expansion is none of Earth's concern. Your military is insignificant compared to ours." "You're right," Jasmine agreed calmly. "By any logical calculation, humanity should stay out of this conflict. The Krillian Armada has 3,000 warships. We have 300. Your soldiers are bred for combat. Ours are civilians who chose to serve. Your weapons can crack planets. Ours are, by your standards, primitive." She leaned forward, and something dangerous flickered in her eyes, something that made even the predatory species in the chamber feel a chill. "But here's what you don't understand about humanity. We don't forget. Not victories, not defeats, and especially not debts of honor. 372 years ago, Captain Rodriguez saved 6 Valoran lives because it was the right thing to do. Today, humanity will repay that kindness even if it costs us everything." The holographic display changed again, showing real-time footage. Ships, hundreds of them, poured out of jump points around Valora Prime. They were mismatched. Some military vessels, but many converted civilian craft. Mining ships with improvised weapons. Colony transports retrofitted with armor plating. "The entire human fleet," Jasmine announced, "is now entering Valoran space. But we didn't come alone." The display expanded. More ships arrived, sleek Andromedan cruisers, massive Thorian dreadnoughts. even the ornate vessels of the reclusive whisper species. You see, while the council debated and calculated political costs, we reached out to every species that humanity has ever helped. The Andromedians, whose colony we evacuated during the Crimson Plague, the Thorians, whose heir we rescued from pirates, the Whispers, whose sacred text we recovered from a dying star. Jasmine's voice swelled with pride. We called in every favor, every debt, every bond of friendship we've forged in 2 centuries among the stars. This is madness, Vextar shouted. The Krillians will declare total war. Then war it is, Jasmine replied softly.
Because that's what humans do.
We remember those who stood by us and we stand by them in return. We don't abandon our friends. We don't calculate the cost of honor. When someone needs us, we answer, whether it's 6 crystalline beings on a forgotten moon or 3 billion facing annihilation. She looked directly at the Krillian ambassador. Captain Rodriguez once said that kindness needs no currency. But let me add something to that wisdom. Cruelty demands payment. You want to harvest the Valorans like minerals? You'll have to go through every species that knows what it means to have humanity as a friend. The tactical display showed the combined fleet engaging the Krillian armada. The numbers were now even. More than even. Elder Crystalline's voice resonated through the chamber, thick with emotion. 372 years ago, 1 human ship saved 6 of my people. Today, humanity risks everything to save us all. This is a debt we can never repay. Jasmine smiled, and there was warmth in it now, cutting through the steel. You already repaid it, Elder. You reminded us what we're capable of. You showed us that the universe still has room for honor. She turned back to the council. Humanity might be young, impulsive, and emotional by your standards, but we remember our friends, we honor our debts, and when we say we'll stand with you, we mean it, even if it shakes worlds. The holographic display showed the first Krillian ships breaking formation, retreating from the unexpected resistance. In the vastness of space, humanity's promise was being kept. Captain Harry Rodriguez had saved 6 lives with compassion. 372 years later, his legacy was saving billions, because mankind never forgets a favor, and their payback could indeed shake worlds. The council chamber remained silent long after Ambassador Jasmine Chen walked away, leaving them to contemplate what they had just witnessed. Not just a military deployment, but a demonstration of something the galaxy had rarely seen. Humanity's unshakable conviction that some debts transcend time, politics, and the cold calculations of survival. In the end, honor needed no currency, but it commanded respect that no amount of firepower ever could.